Hello. In this video, I'll be reading the Bible story about Sampson. And hope you all, for the people who is new to this video or new to my channel, hello, welcome. I am Patrika, but my channel's name is Willa Candy, and I'm about to start reading the story. God bless you all. Hope you all are having a great day. Chapter 14 of Judges. And Sampson went down to Timnath. Well, I'm going to start way back when the Lord spoke to his mother. Chapter 13, I guess. Judges chapter 13. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord delivered them into the hand of the Philistines 40 years. And there was a certain man of Zorah, of the family of the Danites, whose name was Manoah, and his wife was barren and bare not. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman, and said unto her, Behold now, that you art barren, and bearest not, but that you shall conceive, and bear a son. Now therefore beware, I pray thee, and drink not wine nor strong drink, and eat not anything unclean. So the angel of the Lord was letting Samson's mother know to not drink, any strong drink like wine, I guess alcohol, because she was, about to give birth to Sampson. For lo, that you shall conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come on his head. The angel of the Lord was also letting his mother know to make sure that his hair doesn't get cut off. Because Sampson was born with 7 locks of hair. For lo, that you shall conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come on his head. For the child shall be a Nazarite unto God from the womb, and he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines. Then the woman came and told her husband, saying, A man of God came unto me, and his countenance was like the countenance of an angel of God. And I'm not a perfect reader either, so I might do a little bit of stuttering. Excuse me. I might do a little bit of stuttering, or I might probably accidentally mispronounce words, but bear with me. His countenance was like that countenance of an angel of God, very terrible, but I asked him not whence he was, neither told he me his name. And the mother had told her husband, Samson's mother had told her husband that, this angel of the Lord had visited her and told her about her son, who she is carrying, and the regulations when it comes down to carrying him, and she didn't know the name of this angel. But he said unto me, Behold, that you shall conceive and bear a son, and now drink no wine, nor strong drink, neither eat any unclean thing, for the child shall be a Nazarite to God from the womb to the day of his death. Then Manoah entreated the Lord and said, O my Lord, let the man of God which that you didst send come again unto us, and teach us what we shall do unto the child that shall be born. And God hearkened to the voice of Manoah, and the angel of the Lord came again unto the woman as she sat in the field, but Manoah her husband was not with her. And the woman made haste and ran and shewed her husband, and said unto him, Behold, the man hath appeared unto me that came unto me the other day. And Manoah arose and went after his wife, and came to the man and said unto him, Art state you the woman that spakest unto the woman? Hold up. Art state you the man that spakest unto the woman? What I meant to say. And he said, I am. He asked the angel of the Lord, was he the one that visited the lady? And Manoah said, Now let thy words come to pass. How shall we order the child, and how shall we do unto him? And the angel of the Lord said unto Manoah, Of all that I said unto the woman, let her beware. She may not eat of anything that cometh of the vine, neither let her drink wine or strong drink, nor eat any unclean thing. All that I commanded her, let her observe. And Manoah said unto the angel of the Lord, I pray thee, let us detain thee, until we shall have made ready a kid for thee. And the angel of the Lord said unto Manoah, Though that you detain me, I will not eat of thy bread. And if that you will offer a burnt offering, that you must offer it unto the Lord. For Manoah knew not that he was an angel of the Lord. And Manoah said unto the angel of the Lord, What is thy name? That when thy sayings come to pass, we may do thee honor. And the angel of the Lord said unto him, Why askest you thus after my name, seeing it is secret? He basically said, like, why you want to know my name for? My name isn't meant to be revealed. And so Manoah took a kid with a meat offering and offered it upon the rock unto the Lord. And the angel did wondrously, and Manoah and his wife looked on. For it came to pass, when the flame went up toward heaven from off the altar, that the angel of the Lord ascended in the flame of the altar. And Manoah and his wife looked on it, and fell on their faces to the ground. But the angel of the Lord did no more appear to Manoah and to his wife. Then Manoah knew that he was an angel of the Lord. That's when he knew right then and there that he was an angel of the Lord. And Manoah said unto his wife, We shall surely die, because we have seen God. But his wife said unto him, But if the Lord were pleased to kill us, he would have received the burnt offering and the meat offering at our hands. Neither would he have shewed us all these things, nor would as at this time have told us such things as these. And the woman bare a son, and called his name Sampson. And the child grew, and the Lord blessed him. And the Spirit of the Lord began to move him at times in the camp of Dan, between Zorah and Eshtaol. I don't know if I said that name right. Chapter 14. And Sampson went down to Timnath and saw. And Sampson went down to Timnath and saw a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines. And he came up and told his father and his mother, and said, I have seen a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines. Now therefore get her for me to wife. So he seen a lady, I guess, that he fell in love with, and like, man, I want to marry her. And went to his parents and told his parents they wanted to marry her. Then his father and his mother said unto him, Is there never a woman among the daughters of thy brethren, or among all my people, that you go is to take a wife of the uncircumcised Philistines? I guess they try to let him know, like, you could get any other woman. Why get, that woman, like that? Why would you want to marry that woman? And Sampson said unto his father, Get her for me, for she pleaseth me well. He wasn't giving up. He wanted to marry her. Like, I want her to really be my wife. But his father and his mother knew not that it was of the Lord, that he sought an occasion against the Philistines. For at that time the Philistines had dominion over Israel. Then went Sampson down, and his father and his mother, to Timnath, and came to the vineyards of Timnath. And behold, a young lion roared against him. So it was this lion that he saw. His father, and him was heading down to Timnath so he could meet this woman and marry her. But I guess this lion came out of nowhere and started, roaring at him. Try my best to explain the story. And the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, and he rent him as he would have rent a kid. And he had nothing in his hand, but he told not his father or his mother what he had done. He went down and talked it with the woman, and she pleased it Sampson well. And after a time he returned to take her, and he turned it aside to see the carcass of the lion. And behold, there was a swarm of bees and honey in the carcass of lion. And he took thereof And after a time he returned to take her, and he turned it aside to see the carcass of the lion. And behold, there was a swarm of bees and honey in the carcass of the lion. And he took thereof in his hands and went on eating, and came to his father and mother, and he gave them, and they did eat. But he told them that he had taken the honey out of the carcass of the lion. So he didn't tell his parents that he had gave them some honey that had a swarm of bees flying around it. He did not tell them that honey had came out of the dead body of a lion. Viewer's description as it lies. So his father went down into the woman, and Sampson made there a feast, for so used the young men to do. And it came to pass, when they saw him, that they brought 30 companions to be with him. And Sampson said unto them, I will now put forth a riddle unto you. if ye can certainly declare it me within the 7 days of the feast, and find it out, then I will give you 30 sheets and 30 change of garments. But if ye cannot declare it me, then shall ye give me 30 sheets and 30 change of garments. So he had put it out a riddle, and he has simply said that if they can't figure out the riddle, then they're gonna owe him 30 sheets and 30 change of garments. But if they do figure out the riddle, he'll owe them 30 sheets and 30 change of garments. And they said unto him, Put forth thy riddle that we may hear it. And he said unto them, out of the eater came forth meat, and out of the strong came forth sweetness, and they could not in 3 days expound the riddle. And it came to pass on the 7th day that they said unto Sampson's wife, Entice thy husband, that he may declare unto us the riddle, lest we burn thee and thy father's house with fire. Have ye called us to take that we have? Is it not so? And Sampson's wife wept before him and said, That you dost but hate me and lovest me not, that you haste put forth the riddle unto the children of my people. So his wife, I guess, was begging him to tell her what the riddle means, but he wanted them to figure out it themselves. So they went to the wife and tried to get the wife to get the answer out of him. She was like, but if you love me, you would have had told me the meaning of the riddle, stuff like that. And it came to pass on the 7th day that they said it to Sampson's wife, Entice thy husband, that he may declare unto us the riddle, lest we burn thee and thy father's house with fire. Have ye called us to take that we have? Is it not so? And Sampson's wife wept before him and said, That you dost but hate me and lovest me not, that you haste put forth the riddle unto the children of my people, and haste not told it me. And he said unto her, Behold, I have not told it to my father nor my mother, and shall I tell it thee? And she wept before him the 7 days, while their feast lasted. And it came to pass on the 7th day that he told her, because she lay sore upon him, and she told the riddle to the children of her people. And the men of the city said unto him on the 7th day before the sun went down, What is sweeter than honey, and what is stronger than a lion? And he said unto them, If ye had not plowed with my heifer, I think that's the word, ye had not found out my riddle. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and he went down to Ashkelon, and slew 30 men of them, and took their spoil, and gave change of garments unto them, which expounded the riddle. And his anger was kindled, and he went up to his father's house. And Sampson's wife was given to his companion, whom he had used as his friend. So he wasn't with his wife anymore, and they couldn't figure out his riddle. And he had went down to a city named Ashkelon, and slew 30 men. And took their spoil. No, he gave change of garments to them, and took their spoil. I'm trying to explain the story. Chapter 15. I guess he was trying to tell them a riddle about himself. What is sweeter than honey and what is stronger than a lion. But he couldn't tell them, about himself. Chapter 15. But it came to pass within a while after. But it came to pass within a while after, in the time of wheat harvest, that Sampson visited his wife with a kid. And he said, I will go in to my wife into the chamber. But her father would not suffer him to go in. And her father said, I verily thought that you hadst utterly hated her. Therefore I gave her to thy companion. Is not her younger sister fairer than she? Take her, I pray thee, instead of her. And Sampson said concerning them, Now shall I be more blameless than the Philistines, though I do them a displeasure? And Sampson went and caught 300 foxes, and took firebrands, and turned tails to tail. and turned tail to tail, and put a firebrand in the midst between two tails. And when he had set the brands on fire, he let them go into the standing corn of the Philistines, and burnt up both Philistine and burnt up both the shocks and also the standing corn with the vineyards and olives. Then the Philistines said, Who hath done this? And they answered, Sampson, the son-in-law of the Timnite, because he had taken his wife and given her to his companion. And the Philistines came up and burnt her and her father with fire. Viewer's description is advised. And Sampson said unto them, Though ye have done this, yet will I be avenged of you, and after that I will cease. And he smote them hip and thigh with a great slaughter, and went down and dwelt in the top of the rock Etam. So he went and war with them and slaughtered them up. Viewer's description is advised. He did that because the Philistines had came up and burnt, I guess, his wife and her father with fire. So Sampson went back and did revenge. Then the Philistines went up and pitched it in Judea and spread themselves in Lehi. And the men of Judea said, Why are ye come up against us? And they answered, To bind Sampson as we come up, to do to him as he hath done to us. Then 3,000 men of Judea went to the top of the rock Etam, and said to Sampson, Knowest that you not that the Philistines are rulers over us? What is this that you hast done unto us? And he said unto them, As they did unto me, so have I done unto them. And they said unto him, We are come down to bind thee, that we may deliver thee into the hand of the Philistines. And Sampson said unto them, Swear unto me that ye will not fall upon me yourselves. And they spake unto him, saying, No, but we will bind thee fast, and deliver thee into their hand, but surely we will not kill thee. And they bound him with 2 new cords, and brought him up from the rock. And when he came into Lehi, the Philistines shouted against him, and the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, and the cords that were upon his arms became as flax that was burnt with fire, and his bands loosed it from off his hands. So the Spirit of the Lord had came upon him, and once the Spirit of the Lord came upon him, he was able to break, those bands, I guess, off of his wrists and stuff. It was like these bands that they had, tightened on him tightly, I guess, to, trap him or bound him. But the Spirit of the Lord had made him strong. And he found a new jawbone of an ass, and put forth his hand, and took it, and slew 1,000 men therewith. So he took the jawbone. Viewer's discretion is advised. He took the jawbone from out of an ass, aka a donkey, and he used that jawbone to unalive 1,000 men. And Sampson said, sorry for any background noise. And Sampson said, With the jawbone of an ass, heaps upon heaps, with the jawbone of an ass have I slain 1,000 men. And it came to pass, when he had made an end of speaking, that he cast away the jawbone out of his hand, and called that place Ramath Lehi. And he was sore athirst, and called on the Lord, and said, That you hast given this great deliverance into the hand of thy servant, and now shall I die for thirst, and fall into the hand of the uncircumcised? And God clave an hallowed place that was in the jaw, and there came water thereout. So God gave him something to drink after he done, slew 1,000 men with the jawbone of the ass. God had gave him some water, had put water inside of the jawbone where he'll be able to have something to drink. And there came water thereout, and when he had drunk, his spirit came again, and he revived. Wherefore he called the name thereof En Hakor, which is in Lehi unto this day. And he judged Israel in the days of the Philistines 20 years. Chapter 16. Then went Sampson to Gaza, and saw there an harlot, and went in unto her. And it was told the Gazites, saying, Sampson is come hither. And they compassed him in, and laid wait for him all night in the gate of the city, and were quiet all the night. Hold up. And they lay wait for him all night in the gate of the city. Okay, I read it right. And were quiet all the night, saying, in the morning, when it is day, we shall kill him. And Sampson lay till midnight, and arose at midnight, and took the doors of the gate of the city, and the two posts, and went away with them, bar and all, and put them upon his shoulders, and carried them up to the top of an hill that is before Hebron. And it came to pass afterward that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah. So he came upon another woman. His woman name is Delilah. Some of you who have heard of this story before should already know who Delilah is. And the lords of the Philistines came up unto her, and said unto her, entice him, and see wherein his great strength lieth, and by what means we may prevail against him, that we may bind him to afflict him, and we will give thee every one of us 1,100 pieces of silver. So the Philistines had got Delilah, I guess, to like work for them, and they like, hey, come here, we want you to trick Sampson, get him to tell like where does his strength come from, like put your moves on him, basically what they was telling her, like put your moves on him, you a beautiful woman, come up to him and try to get it out of him. And Delilah said to Sampson, tell me, I pray thee, wherein thy great strength lieth, and wherewith that you mightest be bound to afflict thee. And Sampson said unto her, if thou bind me with 7 green withs that were never dried, then shall I be weak and be as another man. So he basically said that if he be bound with like 7, I guess like ropes or whatever, pieces of whatever they do, twine or something like that, to tie him up, then he will be weak just like any other man. Then the Lord of the Philistines brought up to her 7 green whips, which had not been dried, and she bound him with them. I guess whips is like weeds or something like that, like pieces of weeds, I don't know. Something that is kind of different to grass, but it looks similar to grass probably. Now there were men lying in wait, abiding with her in the chamber, and she said unto him, the Philistines be upon thee, Sampson. And he brake the whips as a thread of tow is broken when it toucheth the fire. So his strength was not known. So he had the whips, so she attached the whips on him, to test out will he be able to break free. He was able to break free. Those whips was nothing to him. And Delilah said unto Sampson, behold, that you hast mocked at me, and told me lies. Now tell me, I pray thee, therewith that you mightest be bound. And he said unto her, if they bind me fast with new ropes that never were occupied, I think that's the name, occupied, then shall I be weak and be as another man. And Delilah therefore took new ropes, so she got these ropes, and I guess bound him up with it, just like she did with the green whips, and bound him therewith. And I kind of rubbed my nose, I got allergy problems, but I'm out here trying to read the word of God and also get fresh air. Delilah therefore took new ropes and bound him therewith, and said unto him, the Philistines be upon thee, Sampson. And there were liars in wait abiding in the chamber, and he brake them from off his arms like a thread. And Delilah said unto Sampson, hitherto that you hast mocked at me, and told me lies, tell me wherewith that you mightest be bound. And he said unto her, if that you weavest the 7 locks of my head with the well. And she fastened it with the pin, and said unto him, the Philistines be upon thee, Sampson. And he awaked out of his sleep, and went away with the pin of the beam, and with the well. And she said unto him, how canst that you say I love thee? How canst that you say I love thee, when thine heart is not with me? So she did the same thing, about similar to what his wife was saying. Like, how can you say that you love me when you ain't telling me like the reason why you got so much strength? Like, why you not telling me? That means that you don't really love me. That's basically what she was saying. When thine heart is not with me, That you haste mocked at me these 3 times, and haste not told me wherein thy great strength lieth. And it came to pass when she pressed him daily with her words and urged him, so that his hit the notification bell. If you're new, once again, welcome to my channel. I tell stories. I also starting to read my Holy Bible as well, because I'm a believer of God. And I also like eat food like I did in the short, if you haven't seen it. And yeah, that's what I do on this channel, and I hope you all enjoy it. You know, like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I hope you all have a great day, and be safe out there. Love one another. Treat everyone with respect. God bless. And the reason why I kept scratching at my nose is because, not for one, I have allergies, and for two, the mosquitoes is freaking bad.